Hey everyone. So today what we are going to say is we are going to take a grammar, and in the grammar assume that we have a production. This is my production. In this left hand side S is my non-terminal, and on the right hand side we have C and S which are non-terminals. And now the rule is S is of the form if open bracket C close bracket and S. As you see here, if open bracket and close bracket are terminals. Now, given this production rule, yes actually signifies it's a statement. C stands for condition. Now, let's take an example. In the C language code given below, if x is less than 10, then x is equal to 15. So here, C is a condition which is it represents x is less than 10. We use the symbol C to represent x less than 10. And on the right hand side, we have S. So this symbol S, it represents the code inside the curly brackets. That is, x is equal to 15. Now let's see what will be the attributes for C. The production rule is S is of the form if, open bracket, C, close bracket, and S. So given this C language code, we wanted to get an intermediate code. So what we are going to do is that we're going to find out what attributes can we use for C. So let's take the condition x is less than 10. It can return either true or false. If it is true, the control will go to a particular code location where it will do x is equal to 15. If it is false, the control will not go inside the curly brackets, but it will just go to a different code location, which is just below the curly bracket. To represent the location where the code goes when the condition C is executed, we make use of attributes. Hence, we will have two attributes. One is C.true, other one is C.false. C.true or false will point to the location where the program should go after evaluating the condition. Now we use one more attribute called as C.code. The attribute name is code and it belongs to C. We say it is C.code. Now it holds the intermediate code, hence the name of the attribute as code, and it will be having it for x is less than 10. So x is less than 10, we take that and convert it to an intermediate code, and that is going to be put into C.code. Now let's look at what will be the attributes for S. S is going to be over here on the left hand side and also on the right hand side. Now if you look at the right hand side, we are going to introduce an attribute code, and we're going to say it as S.code, and that's going to hold the intermediate code for x is equal to 15, which is there inside the curly bracket. Now we will have one more attribute next, which tells where the program should go after executing S.code. Assume here we have the code here, which is S.code. Assume that it got executed. Now, when it is completed, you should tell the intermediate code where should it go. Like it has to come to the line which is after the if block. Or assume that we have s.next. So when you are having s.next over here, which is for the left hand side, you need to tell that you need to come to the thing after the if block. Hence, you need to use that. So finally, we're going to have five attributes here. For C, there are going to be three attributes, true, false, and code. And for S, there are going to be two, next, and code. And if you look at the code, it is going to be generated from the child nodes which are just below C and S. Hence, they are going to be synthesized attributes. But in the case of true, false, and next, they actually make use of the parent information and the left siblings. Hence, we're going to say them as inherited attributes. So now, when you look at this C language code, we want to get the intermediate code, and the intermediate code is going to look like this. If x is less than 10, go to L1, where L1 is a label. If the condition is false, then it is going to execute go to S.next, and it's going to come over here. Uh, the label L1 is going to point to the curly brackets where you're having x equal to 50. Now, when you look at this intermediate code, C.code is going to hold the intermediate code for x is less than 10 over here. And L1 is a label. When x is less than 10 is true, the control flow goes to L1. When x is less than 10 is false, the control flow goes to S.next, which is another label. So S.code holds the intermediate code for x equal to 15. S.next tells where the program should go after executing S.code. Now we are going to look at the semantic rules for SS of the form if, open bracket, C, close bracket, and S1. So we are going to write it as S1 because we are just indexing it so that we know this S is different from this S. So we want to get this intermediate code. For that, using the earlier attributes that we created, we are going to create the semantic rules like this. So for attribute true and false, when it is true, as you see here, we need to go to L1. Since C.true is the location, we are going to copy the value which is stored at L1, which is a pointer to your memory location. We are going to store it in C.true. If it is false, that is C.false, then over here the condition is false, and it's going to come here, and the location is S.next, which is after L1 over here, and the code should go to S.next. Hence, we are copying the pointer to the memory location, that is S.next, to C.false. Now, S1 is going to be the one which is going to be used for x equal to 15. Now, when that is completed, the code should come to the next line over here to S.next. Hence, what we need to do is that for S1.next, it's going to take the value from S.next because S.next is going to represent the end of the if block code. Hence, after S1 is completed, then we wanted it to come to S.next. Hence, we're going to keep it like this. Now coming to the S.code, it is a synthesized attribute. It's going to make use of the right hand side attributes. So we need to take the code. So initially we take the code for C.code and we use two vertical bars which represents a concatenation symbol. It's like you're combining several lines of code. So you're taking this code, you're concatenating it with the label L1. So C.code is going to be these first and second line, and L1 is going to be over here, which you're going to write. And then you're going to have S1.code, which is nothing but x is equal to 50. That is going to be represented in S1.code. Hence, once you concatenate this, you're going to get this entire intermediate code. Hence, the final set of semantic rules that are there is C.true, which is equal to L1, C.false, which is equal to S.next. S1.next is going to be S.next, and C.code is going to be C.code, L1, S1.code. Thank you all for watching.